Hey, what's up, coach? Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode 166, and the title is Avoiding the Number One Fear That You Have. Now, before we dig in, make sure and leave us a review here on iTunes. Take this episode, post it to social media, share it with another coach, share it with someone who needs to listen to this. I've realized these episodes are not just for coaches. A lot of business owners from other businesses are starting to listen to this. And I really appreciate you sharing this with other people that you know. That really helps out this show. Now let's dig in. Most people out there will avoid their biggest fear. And I know for me personally, I will just tell you what my biggest fear is. It's public speaking. I shared a story. This is probably like on anywhere between like episode 140 to 150. I shared a story about me when I was in 7th grade when my voice cracked and everyone was laughing at me during a speech and never wanted to talk again after that. And I was very shy and very socially awkward and had social anxiety. And I know that because I had that experience when I was a kid, that stemmed over into my life as an adult. And I realized, I was like, you know what? Like, if that's my biggest fear, I'm pretty weak-minded if I'm going to let something from my childhood affect me when I'm now a 31-year-old dude. Right? And so I looked at that and I was like, man, I need to smash that. I need to get better at that. So what can I do? Well, first thing I thought of was like, well, I'm going to create a podcast so I can start talking more. I can form better sentences. My voice isn't going to crack anymore because I've already gone through puberty, so I don't have to worry about that. And I looked at that fear and I realized, wow, like that was a really big fear of mine. Now I feel very comfortable. Like, every week I do a live call with our mastermind program. One of the reasons why I wanted to do that live every week is so I could get better at talking in front of others. Like over the last couple of years, I've had coaches come down to San Antonio and meet with me where I'm talking to them. I'm leading them. I'm helping them with their business. So I had to look at my fear and realize, well, I need to overcome this thing. Otherwise, it's going to really just neuter me. Like that's really what happens. Is if you're just afraid of something, it's gonna hold you back. Can't do anything. Like, you're never gonna be able to move forward because that's an excuse. And that's my number one fear. And the thing is, it's still in my head. It's still one of those things that is difficult. But I know every time I practice and get better at it, it becomes easier and easier. And you have to look at your number one fear. That could be posting a video to social media because you're afraid of what your ex-girlfriend's going to say. Or you're afraid of what your buddies are going to say. You think they're going to laugh at you for doing a selfie video. You're afraid of writing a newsletter because you think you're going to be pestering parents and you think you're going to get negative feedback. You're afraid of going on a sales call because you think sales is slimy and you haven't wrapped your head around the fact that when you talk to parents over the phone and you sell your program, that you can actually help their kids. Like, what is your number one fear? You should write it down, and every day you need to look to overcome that mofo. Otherwise, that's going to plague you forever. All right? Now, if you want to overcome whatever that is and be a boss at whatever that is, I feel very confident that we can help you take whatever your fear is and turn it into a strength. That's what we do in our mastermind program. And I will tell you, most coaches who see me initially, they hate selling. That's the facts. And they either hate it or they don't think they're good at it. They don't have a script. They don't know what to say. They get nervous. They are just not confident over the phone with parents, which means they can't grow their business. That's just flat out. If you can't sell, you can't grow your business. And a lot of coaches who come to me initially, that's something they struggle with. That's a fear. And I help them turn that into a strength. And if you want to turn that into a strength and have an extremely profitable business, one that's doing between like $5,000 and $15,000 a month, head over to our website. Go to www.buildmysportsbiz.com. Click on the mastermind button. From there, you can apply for the program. We can talk over the phone and see where you're at and see how we can help. So that's it for this week's podcast. I will see you guys on Monday. Again, if you have seen value from these episodes, make sure and leave us a review. Leave us some feedback here. We're going to be doing this daily, Monday through Friday. And I really appreciate you sharing this on social media. I really appreciate all the reviews we've seen so far. And again, when you leave the review, I will hit you up with a free ebook that we have and video series called the Startup Sports Business Academy. That happens when you take a screenshot of your review and send it to me on Instagram. That's it. I will holler at you on Monday.